Good morning, everyone. This is Teacher Jonathan, and I would like to welcome you all in our today's presentation. Our lesson this morning is about cell structure and function. This lesson is specially designed for my M1 student. If you are free, you can join and you can interact and have fun. Okay. Before we start, I would like to give you a little bit of a review. Okay, if you can answer some of the items right here, you can do so. Or if you would like to challenge yourself, you can answer all and then have fun. Today we will be studying cell, and actually cell, if we are going to put up cells, it's going to make tissue or different tissues, and then that tissues made up the organ or different organs, and if you put up organs, it will make different systems of the body, and systems makes up the organism, and so cells is right here. All right, of course they are made up of chemicals and atoms in it. So this is the picture of the cell and its structure. Today we will I'm going to walk you through the structure. We're going to take this one by one and then learn the basic functions of the structure. But before that, let's discuss about the cell theory. There are three parts of the cell theory, very important that we know, and so that we will have a better understanding. First, all living things are made up of one or more cells. Number two, cells are the basic unit of structure and function in organisms. And we already know that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So they came from life. In this next slide, you will see the cell theory historical timeline. And so that it all started 1590. And these are all the names of the wonderful scientists who made a tremendous contribution in the field of biology, especially in cytology. Now, as we are going to study the cell, we are going to know the different organelles. So organelles means a small organ, even though the cell is the small part, there are small parts in it, and we call it organelles. This picture here is the picture of the nucleus. So we already know that nucleus is like CPU in our computer. So it controls every activities. It has the nucleolus, or the parts that produce ribosomes. The nuclear envelope encloses the nucleus and its contents. The nuclear pore is the pores in the nucleus and can allow substances to go in or go out. Mitochondria. So the mitochondria look like this. All right. And we know that this is the powerhouse of the cell. So if we say powerhouse of the cell, that means this is like the generator. Okay, it produces the energy, or it gives us the energy. The reason why we can play, we can walk, we can do physical activities is that we have the source of energy, and that is the function of the mitochondria. Endoplasmic reticulum. There are actually two types of endoplasmic reticulum. So this is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This part right here, because there are no ribosomes attached to it. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached to it. and that transports protein. So what is ribosomes then? Ribosomes actually make proteins. So it's either a hormones, maybe a keratin or a melanin or the structure of the hair or your skin. They are actually made up of protein, and these proteins are manufactured or made from ribosomes. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is the packaging center. So if we have a factory, okay, and there is a packaging department, our cell actually has the packaging department as well, and that is the Golgi apparatus. Lysosomes. What's the function of the lysosomes? Actually, lysosomes actually look like this, and what this does is that this digests waste materials and food within the cell. So the lysosome makes sure that the inside of the cell is clean from bacteria, even from the viruses. And so it's very important that we keep our cells clean, and it's because of the lysosome. So we make our cells healthy because especially we have the pandemic coronavirus. And so if we keep our body healthy, our cells will perform as well. So the lysosomes digest and clean the cells. Now, you're probably asking, what's the difference between plant cells and animal cells? Let's take a look. There are actually several differences. First, it has cell wall. So this one here is the animal cell, and this one is the plant cell. As you can see in the plant cell, it has this extra layer. We call this the cell wall. This is like the Great Wall of China. All right. So it protects this cell from invading bacteria, or it gives rigidity in plant structure. Another one is the chloroplast. So the chloroplasts are this structure, and because of this organelle, plant cells can able to manufacture its own food through the process called photosynthesis. Maybe in our next video we will talk about photosynthesis and how the plant cells can able to produce food. So that's the second one. The third one is the large vacuole. This structure right here, because the vacuole here contains water. So first, cell wall. Second is the chloroplast. And the third is vacuole. So those are the differences between plant cell and animal cell. If I'm going to slice a part of a cell membrane, it's going to look like this. And it has polar heads and non-polar tails. So you don't have to worry about this structure right here. We're going to study this in a higher biology, but for now, let's understand the function of the cell membrane. So this regulates substances in and out of the cell. So not only it protects the cell, but it also regulates the movement of the molecules, especially the minerals going in and going out. Again, this is the cell wall, as you can see, and it gives protection to the cell. We already know that the cytoplasm is the fluid portion, and so that all the organelles are like floating in that jelly-like structure. We call this the cytoplasm. Once again, this is the picture of the cell and its structure. And I'm pretty sure that you can answer better this time, right? So let's go back to the items before. Can you name all of the structure and then explain the basic function of it? All right. So I would like to challenge my incoming M1 students to participate in this activity. It's going to help you in knowing and knowing the basic structure and the function. Or if you like, you can compare the function of the cell into the function of our school. How about you try our school? So for example, in rep school, who do you think is the nucleus who controls everything in our school? Who do you think are the Golgi apparatus? Who do you think are the lysosomes in our school? So think about it, and then try to explain a little bit about your answer. Okay, so I hope you learned something from our discussion this morning, and I hope to see you again in our next presentation. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.